Have you ever looked back at your dating life and just scratched your head? It's like no matter who you meet, the story somehow ends up feeling exactly the same. Well, let's get into it, because there is a hidden logic to who we fall for. And believe it or not, it was written way before we ever went on our first date.
I mean, this is the big one, isn't it? You tell yourself, okay, this time it's going to be different. I've learned my lesson. And then before you know it, you're right back in a situation that feels, well, scarily familiar.
So you meet someone new. And yep, it's a different face.
Totally different name, new job, a whole new set of stories. And yet, somehow, it leads to the exact same emotional place. Look, this isn't bad luck. It's a pattern. It's conditioning.
And here's the thing you really have to get. Our attraction system isn't always logical. Not at all. More often than not, it's guided by this deep, subconscious recognition. We're not actually looking for what's helpful. We're looking for what feels like home.
This chart breaks it down perfectly. We think we're falling for someone's amazing personality or that incredible electric chemistry, but what's often happening under the hood is that we're responding to emotional familiarity. Our nervous system is literally recognizing a feeling, a dynamic, that it learned a long, long time ago.
So here's how this actually shows up in real life. If your childhood home was full of chaos and drama, a calm, stable relationship might not even register as love. To you, it could just feel boring. If you were taught that you have to earn love, you'll find yourself drawn to people who make you work for it, who make you prove yourself over and over. And that feeling of walking on eggshells, that constant anxiety, yeah, you might have learned to call that a spark.
This is the quiet message your body is sending you. It's not your heart whispering, "This is the one." It's your nervous system going, "Oh, I know this. I recognize this feeling. I know the rules of this game." And we so often and so tragically mistake that feeling of familiarity for true love.
So all of this creates a kind of blueprint for how we do relationships. There's a whole psychological framework for this called attachment theory, and it explains exactly why certain people and certain dynamics feel so magnetic to us.
Okay, so it basically breaks down like this. If you had consistent and safe care as a kid, you probably have a secure attachment style, which leads to trust and stability. But if love was unpredictable, sometimes there, sometimes not, you might be anxious, always craving closeness and terrified of being left. If emotions weren't really allowed, you might be avoidant, always keeping people at arm's length. And if home felt chaotic or unsafe, you might have a disorganized style where you desperately want love but are also deeply afraid of it. And this brings us to one of the most common and most painful dynamics out there, the anxious avoidant trap. You've got one person who chases, trying to get closer, and the other person who runs, feeling suffocated. This constant push and pull creates so much drama and intensity, and both people mistake it for chemistry, when really, it's just their childhood wounds crashing into each other. Let's dig into that for a second. Why on earth does that feeling of anxiety, of uncertainty, of, well, chaos, feel so much like a spark? Why does it feel like falling in love?
Well, there's a psychological term for this, and it's called repetition compulsion. It's this incredibly powerful, unconscious drive to replay old, painful situations from our past. It's like a part of your brain thinks, okay, if I can just get this person to finally choose me, to finally see me, it will heal that old wound from when my parent couldn't. You see? You're not just dating a person. You're subconsciously trying to go back in time and fix your own history.
And this right here, this is the question that can change everything for you. Just stop and consider this. What if that electric feeling you've been chasing your entire life, that thing you call the spark, isn't a sign of true love at all, but is actually your nervous system screaming an alarm?
Because here's the truth, and it can be a hard one to swallow. Healthy, secure love often feels calm. It feels steady. It feels safe. And if you're not used to that, it can feel really strange, maybe even boring at first. But just because it's unfamiliar doesn't mean it's wrong. It might just mean it's healthy.
Now, I know after hearing all of this, it's easy to feel kind of doomed, right? Like you're just stuck repeating these patterns forever. But here's the amazing news. You are not. The whole point of seeing the blueprint is so that you can pick up the pencil and start drawing a new one. All right, so how do we do that? It comes down to three things. First, you have to recognize the pattern. Become a detective of your own feelings. When you meet someone new, ask yourself, how do I really feel in my body right now? Is this calm excitement, or is it that old familiar anxiety? Second, you have to slow down. That initial intense spark is your old pattern begging you to jump in. You have to consciously hit the brakes and give things time. And third, you have to consciously choose calm over chaos. This means giving a real, honest chance to the people who feel safe and stable, even if it doesn't feel like a fireworks show at first. You're literally retraining your brain to associate peace with love.
At the end of the day, this journey isn't about blaming your childhood or your parents. It's about understanding your programming so you're no longer a slave to it. Because awareness gives you choice. The person you used to fall for might have been decided by your past, but the person you choose to build a future with, that story is entirely up to you.
So the next time you feel that intense pull, that overwhelming chemistry that feels so right, just pause, take a breath, and ask yourself this one simple but life-changing question. Is this love, or is this just familiar? Answering that honestly is how you finally start writing a new love story.